Hello and welcome to my channel. Today in this video lesson we'll be talking about private browsing and anonymous browsing. Let us discuss what is private and anonymous browsing. Anonymous browsing. Now, anonymous browsing allows users to view websites without revealing any personal information of the users like your IP address, machine type, location, etc. So whenever you're browsing through Google Chrome or Opera Mini, and if you're using anonymous browsing, it will not reveal your personal information like your IP address, machine type, which mobile phone you're using, location, your address. This will not be revealed when you are browsing through anonymous browsing. Now, an anonymous browser lets user access website anonymously. Now, when I say the word anonymous, it means unknown. So anonymous browsing means unknown browsing. So your information will not be revealed. So it can be used as a tool for governments, journalists and everyday security conscious efforts. Now governments, when they browse a website, they need to be anonymous because they can't reveal their information. Same is the case for journalists and a person who everyday use for security purpose. Private browsing. A type of browsing wherein browser opens in incognito mode or through proxy or VPN and does not store cookies about your online activity. That is called a private browsing. What actually is private browsing? Private browsing means you are in privacy. All your history will not be seen by the third party user, or your browsing history will not be shown to the website, and it will not store in a cookies. So how can you do a private browsing? You can do it by opening your browser, say Google Chrome, Firefox or Opera Mini through incognito mode or through proxy. Proxy means fake, as simple, or through virtual private network. We'll discuss about these things in later videos. Now there are two ways to use internet without revealing your search history and sharing your data. These are, number one is incognito browsing. It opens up a version of the browser that will not track your activity. Now suppose you're opening your search engine like Google Chrome or Firefox. So whatever activity you're doing in your internet will not be tracked. Now it is useful if you're entering sensitive data like bank details into a browser. Nowadays people go for online shopping and do online transaction over the internet. So these, your ATM card number, your bank account are sensitive data. So if you're doing some sensitive data transaction, so it is useful to browse using incognito mode. It can be used for searching hotel rooms, for vacation, filling exam forms, but the information will be visible to your school, university or organization. Now when this private browsing is useful, it is useful when you're searching for hotel rooms for vacation. Suppose you want to surprise your family for vacation. There won't be any information regarding your browsing history about your hotel rooms or filling exam forms. Now while filling your exam forms online, you have to fill your personal information. Now it will not be stored in a cookie, so there won't be any information that you have filled will not be shown to other websites. But of course it will be visible to your school or university or organization, like your name, your whatever marks you have secured. This will be visible to school, university or organization. You may also use private browser and search engine like DuckDuckGo. Now this DuckDuckGo is one type of browser through which you can browse as a private browser or private search engine. So what it does not track your activity while surfing internet. Now here I'll show you what is incognito mode. Now this is a browser default page. I'm using Firefox here. Now how to go into cognito mode in Firefox browser. Now go to the open menu here, click on that open menu, and here you'll see this new private window. Now if you click on this new private window, you will go to a new page. It is showing that we are using a private browsing. Now once you browse any information through this page, what will happen? Your history will not be recorded. Cookies will not store your information. So this is about incognito mode. Let us see what is proxy. Proxy works by acting as a middleman between your computer and a website you want to access. Now what do you mean by proxy? Proxy means fake. Just as simple. The meaning of proxy means fake. So it works as a middleman. Say suppose you may have heard about proxy attendance. Like if you're absent, your friend gives attendance for you. That is nothing but proxy attendance. Since you are not there in a classroom but your friend gave attendance, so your attendance will be marked as present. That is nothing but proxy attendance. Same is the case here in computer. The meaning is same with proxy. Now proxy works by acting as a middleman between your computer and the website you want to access. The tracking website will get the IP address and information that belongs to the proxy website. Suppose you're browsing to some website, some proxy website. So this proxy website will have certain address. Say example, say Facebook. You're browsing to Facebook website that is having proxy server. So this Facebook website will have certain IP address, and you also have your own IP address with your computer or mobile phone. But if you're using this proxy server, the IP address of the proxy server will be given to the website that you are browsing. So you're getting the content from another source without revealing your browsing details. So in that way, all your browsing details will not be detected, like your IP address, your location, your personal information will not be located. This is the advantage of proxy. Virtual private network. Virtual private network or VPN is a method used to add security and privacy to private and public networks like Wi-Fi hotspots and the internet. VPN are most often used by corporates to protect sensitive data. Now when you're using this virtual private network, data will be hidden and your IP address will be hidden, so there will be no revealing of your personal information and IP address here. Say suppose you're using your friend's Wi-Fi and you're browsing some sensitive data. So there may be attackers to your personal information if you're using Wi-Fi hotspots and the internet. So for this purpose, we use this virtual private network. Now these VPN are mostly used by corporations to protect sensitive data. Say example like big companies, when they browse a website, when they transact the data, they use this virtual private network so that their personal information will not get revealed or will not get leaked. VPN were originally meant for business employees working offsite to gain access to shared drives or network. Say for example, just an example here, you're having your mobile phone. In your mobile phone you have Google Photos. Now if you want to share one of your photos to your friend, and if you're using a normal website to share the data, attackers can hack your photos. But if you're using virtual private network, attackers cannot hack you or cannot attack you. Now, VPN can be set up at home to protect yourself from hackers trying to access your sensitive information. Like I said, you want to protect yourself from hackers trying to access your personal information like your banking statement, your account details, or any other sensitive related information. You can always use virtual private network to stay safe. Confidentiality of information. Now the definition. Confidentiality of information ensures that only authorized users get access to sensitive and protected data. Now what is this confidential? Confidential means something that is secret, that you want to share only with your personal friend or with your family. Confidentiality of information, it only ensures that only authorized users get access to sensitive and protected data. Say example, your ATM card number, your PIN, ATM PIN, and your bank account details. These are confidential information that you won't go public or you won't show it to any public. Now internet is a public platform. Many people use internet nowadays. It is a public platform. There are some information like bank details, your emails, which you do not want to make it public. That is, you want to keep this information confidential. Similarly, on your computer system or in private network, you would certainly want that crucial information is protected. Say for example, your bank details, you want to keep it private. You don't want to show it to anyone. It needs to be protected. Now, confidentiality of information ensures that only authorized users get access to sensitive and protected data. Say for example, your trusted friend or your trusted website can only get the confidentiality of information that can access your information. That is nothing but sensitive and protected data. Practice to ensure confidentiality of information. Now there are many ways or practice through which we can ensure the confidentiality of information. Now we should use firewall whenever possible. Firewall is available already with the operating system. Suppose you're using a laptop, you're having Windows operating system, so firewall is inbuilt. You should always on your firewall. Make it possible that you use firewall every time you browse internet. Your system must be secured such that only authentic users can connect to it. Say by keeping password to your system, your mobile phone or your laptop. Your system should be secure so that only you can use and connect to it. Firewall is a program that monitors all the communication traps. Say some viruses are there, some malware are there. If they come to your laptop or your mobile phone through certain website, your information may get attacked. So firewall prevent these attacks. However, the pre-installed firewall only blocks suspecting incoming communication, leaving completely open access to the internet from your machine. Now you can use internet freely whether a virus is there or not in your machine or from any website. So firewall, it only blocks the incoming communication. If you're downloading some software and if it contains some viruses, so firewall will block this suspicion. Control browser setting to block the tracking. Now to ensure the confidentiality of the information, you need to control the browser setting to block the tracking. Website tracks your surfing on the site by IP address and related system information. Now whenever you browse any website, IP address is given to you, and through this IP address, your related information will be tracked. Now to minimize the threat, you can turn your default browser setting to exclude cookies, especially the third-party cookies. Now whenever you browse a website, any information you have given will be stored in the cookies. Now in order to control browser or to block the tracking, you need to exclude the cookies, especially third-party cookies, since they can be used to build up detailed profiles of your surfing pattern over time. Now through these cookies, they can attack you. So always control browser setting. You need to go to setting and control the tracking of your activity. Now the another way to ensure the confidentiality of your information is to browse privately whenever possible. Now to avoid tracking by website, you should try to browse internet privately wherever possible. When I say browse internet privately, you mean by using virtual private network or in incognito mode or through proxy server. This way websites will not be able to store cookies on your computer. Be careful while posting on internet. Posting on internet is a public like posting on your social media like Facebook, Twitter, etc. Ensure to never post your crucial information like your personal details such as address, mobile phone number, bank details, card details, etc. on a public internet sites. Ensure safe sites while entering crucial information. Sometimes you need to provide crucial information such as your personal details or bank details. For example, applying online to register for an entrance exam through a legitimate website that asks for your details. Another example is your online shopping. Say for example Amazon. While you're entering details about your ATM card number, your PIN, check whether the website that you're browsing is secure or not. Do not click the link given to you on the particular website. Now, if there's a link given your particular website, don't directly click. It may be some viruses or malware that can attack your information. Now, whenever you type a website, say for example Facebook, type the URL of the website in the address bar of the browser on your own. Now, if you want to browse to facebook.com or you want to browse any website, don't click the link, just type the full address like www.facebook.com. Ensure that the address contains HTTP and a padlock sign. Now if it is secure, it will always show you a padlock sign and a HTTP in the address bar. A safe site URL starts with HTTPS and not with HTTP. Also, it shows a closed padlock. Now, say for example Facebook, when you browse a Facebook in Google or any other search engine, you will always see HTTPS with a padlock sign. That means it is secure. Now there are some websites which are not secure. It gives only HTTP. You can search for any other website which is not secure. Now HTTPS in the URL means it is secure connection, and HTTP in the URL means it is not secure connection. Carefully handles email. While opening email, make sure that you know the sender. Do not open from unknown emails. Now you get many emails when you open it, but make sure that not to open from the unknown sender. You should always open from the known sender. Even if you open the mail message by accident, make sure not to click the attachment link given by unknown details. The link may be a fraudulent website. Now, if you click on the link may contain some viruses may attack you that can reveal your information. So always be careful while opening an email and do not open unknown emails. Do not keep sensitive information on wireless networks. Sometimes you get access to free Wi-Fi in airport or railway station or in any public place like hotel or any other place. While using such Wi-Fi connection, make sure not to open any personal email or provide sensitive information like your bank account, or you should not do any money transaction. Say you're doing online shopping through this Wi-Fi or hotspot in airport. Never do that. The reason for this is that most wireless networks are not secure and hence information can be used for fraudulent purpose. Now they can attack you and reveal your or leak your information. So never give sensitive information on wireless network. Now another way to ensure the safety of your confidential information is to avoid using public computers like cyber cafe. Always try not to use public computers for surfing websites, especially if you have to deal with your personal data. When I say personal data, it means your bank account, money transaction, your passwords. But if you need to work on public computer, make sure to do the following things. You should always go for private browsing. Don't save your login information. Say example your Facebook. Never save your login information on a public computer. Never save your password while working on public computer. Now, say example Facebook. Facebook requires your username and password. So never save a password of your Facebook while working on public computer like cyber cafe. Avoid entering sensitive information on public computer like your bank account details. Properly log out before you leave the computer. Always log out. Remember to log out when you leave the computer. Erase history or trace your work. That is, clear your history and cookies before leaving the public computer. So these are all the things that you need to do in order to avoid revealing your credential information.